That's one to grow on. Peace and blessings. What's going on, my black people? All people. Not just black people, all people. All y'all children of the Most High. Peace to the gods. Y'all white folks talking about new managing monitors can support your channel, even introducing managing monitors. These users have the same capabilities as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage block words and change chat modes and live. No, I don't need that. We don't need all that. All we need is a microphone and to go to work. What we doing, they gonna feel. It's spiritual, family. They don't got nothing to do with the instructions of the world. It supersede that. Matter of fact, they gonna forget things of the world once they come into contact with this. Facebook, YouTube. You get your Bible too. YouTube. This is for you. I'm not being cocky or bold of that. I'm being honest. We're the sons of the Most High God. So anytime I'm speaking, we speak kingdom. Anytime I'm speaking, it's kingdom time. You dig? It's go time in the kingdom. And this is for you too. Everything with the breath of life gonna come. Unto obedience. Come into obedience under the Most High. Everything with the breath of life. I got this project I'm working on. Let me see if it works out. To try it for myself first to see. I believe it's gonna work. I truly do. It's being worked, so it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. It adds to what I'm doing because the turnaround on it is gonna multiply what I'm doing. So I won't just be fruitful. We're gonna multiply too, baby. Just got to put the right things in place. And believe in yourself. You gotta believe because everybody gonna come against you. Especially when you talking about something for yourself. And it's outside of what they be doing. How dare you? But I ain't on that. That's their business. I have to believe it. I have to know it. About an hour. Them joints will be done. You go up here and go and do some creating. Do what I do. Go be great. You gotta make it multiply now though. I want some big money. You know, I want that big money. I want some big money. But I want to do a lot of work. I don't want nothing handed to me. Nobody gonna give you nothing. I don't want to be able to set bigger goals around what I'm doing. Much bigger. And it's happening right now as I'm speaking, but I want to go even more in depth. Like what I'm doing is picking up the momentum. It's about to get warm. People gonna want specialty design things. So it's gonna always be make yourself. You create the value. Make yourself valuable. Yeah, I got them shirts. Might get a last minute. I got a lot of last minute doing shirts. Earned a lot of money. Made a lot of money from them. I'm gonna make more. This time I got my sights set on something greater, where I can bring more into the fold to accomplish the things that I said I wanted to accomplish. Peace and blessings. What's going on? Peace and blessings. Hello, hello. Cam's channel. All right, all right, all right. Yeah. So we tapped in on that. That's what the close. Thanks for the like. I appreciate it. Sitting here in the studio about to create. Don't have no cars today. While I'm creating, I want to talk about what I'm seeing in this world and how people reacting and share some in my channel. And they be telling me I don't be wanting to make videos every day because I ain't trying to be no TikToker. I mean, what I'm talking about TikToker. I ain't even trying to be no YouTuber. But I do like to come on here and share good information, ancient knowledge. Y'all know I go into the Bible where it might be something, information towards finances. I'm learning, information about how to use credit to purchase assets, then build those assets to allow those assets to in turn take care of things instead of going to get a job. Or yeah, use the credit, it's cool, but use it to accumulate assets and then build those assets so those assets can take care of you. Nearly, in most cases, tax free when you do it under a business or you set up your trust. You can get you can operate in tax free zone. I know that might be hard for a lot of people to believe, but it ain't hard for me to believe, and I'm seeing it being done. Mm-hmm. That's on earned. That's not earned. That's not earned. You're not getting earned pay. So what is there to tax? You pulling money. You may get a loan. Go get a loan, and you're gonna go get a loan. Go get a loan against your asset. That's how and you use your asset. Make sure it's a paying asset. You just go buy no building that ain't producing nothing. Oh, I got this building. Buy your building. Make sure it's up to par. Put that in your trust. You got insurance, like permanent insurance, not term life insurance. Nope, permanent insurance. What you mean? No what? But yeah, money. And it's really not money. It's really just credit. You're managing credit. Get assets. Purchase assets. Use the assets. That's what's gonna get you in the door. That's like even with a trust. A trust is managed by who? Lawyers. They trust them. So that breaks down all that being stereotyped, a lot of that shit. Because you're doing straight business. You got assets. You got the goods. You got you got the keys to the king's ransom. They want to see money. They want to see assets, and they want to know that they want to see the value of them. And you can even add insurance, like I was saying, permanent insurance. That's insurance gonna stay with you forever. Then it has a value. Put that into the trust. That's adding value. The more things of value you add, the more you build your trust, your assets, the more you can, you might want to use it for a business venture, start a business. Go get you a loan, start the business. But Remember, it's not no earned tax. So I'm sure some tax benefits in there where you're paying lesser if you're paying any. Family, I had to ask my woman, I'm like, baby, why you ain't never tell me about that? You got brothers around here hustling. You can get you instead of a term life insurance, like I said, get you a permanent insurance. One of them $1 million policies. You know, get you what? You paying 100, 200 a month. If you and I'm quite sure we can afford it. If you can buy, that's like even with a weed smoker. He might not see it, but if you can buy 35 to $50 3 5s and you buying two or three of them, if you able to spend $100 on weed every month, stop smoking weed. Get the insurance policy, but make sure you got the money for the trust first, because that's somewhere you want to put it up. You don't want nobody knowing your business, what's going on, what you doing, what you got going. They won't be in your business. They won't know nothing about what you got going on. But there you'll create value for you and your children, really for your children and your children's children, because you're gonna have those who are gonna receive the benefits of it. At a set time, of course, you're gonna choose it, but get with you a lawyer. Get with you a lawyer so they can sit you down and go over the terms, read it yourself, get familiar with it. Get you a lawyer, fair use copyright, fair use copyright. Put one of the brothers on in the background. That's all I do is listen to the Hebrews. Hey, they be so dead on the news though. I be like, man, we got to come out that news cycle. Yeah, it's good to be aware is to be alive, but at the same time, we got a whole different program that's operating. And it's not contingent on what the world is doing. We set the pace for the world. I tell you the truth. All it takes is a few good men. When they see us moving in a certain manner, they're gonna be like, "Oh," because what everybody crying about? The men ain't doing this. The men ain't doing it. The men doing a whole lot, but the men can do a whole lot more, and they're gonna do a whole lot more. This is the awakening. People are awakening their minds, their spiritual awareness. There's a heightening of oh yeah, that oil, mother. All that is about oil. All that is about that war. Anytime we go to war, man, you gotta know it's over a natural resource. Somebody want to control some type of resource, and that points you dead to the money. Who else funding the war? You know, who else got the money to fund the war? Some rich person, or rich people. And the purpose. Why? To extract mineral resources, control. What are they trying to do over there? It's evident. They're trying to control Iran. Why? Because Iran got mineral resources. They ain't just worried about no Iran's nuclear output, because a lot of nations use nuclear output, but you can use it for powering things. Now, who the fuck are they to tell somebody they can have or can't have nuclear power? Like, come on, think about it. America, y'all be doing too much. I know y'all got this grandiose ass attitude like we run the damn world. We can tell everybody what to do and this and that, but it ain't going like that. People ain't going for that, man. Get that shit out of here. The gig is up. And then it's not that people are racist or prejudiced, but people remember what the fuck the colonizers been doing for like forever, and people not going for that. Hell no, people ain't going for that. No matter where it's coming from, it's getting sent back to you. They eating that shit alive. People rejecting that. Others telling them because we doing business, you have to do it based on our stipulations. Like they play games with the dollar. The fuck they cut Russia off, extra shit, instead of they don't know this. They know who we are. They know how to differentiate. I got a birth certificate with Negro written on there. They know this already. So I ain't got to constantly say this. Hold their ass responsible. That's what I need to do. That's it. If anything I'm gonna do, deal with them. hold their ass responsible to support my plan, not they motherfucking plan. They ain't got no plan. They plan is to use you, me, and everybody else. I was talking to a brother today, talking about business. He talking about a business license and this. I'm like, no, it's gonna go back to doing things the old way. You have to go off grid in order for black people to get the, to operate in the power from the energy, the real pure energy that you put out to build and design a business, a platform that can take care and move your people from one point to the next, to accomplish, to establish generational access. They planning their ass, man. They should be supporting that. That's why I got a problem with America, because they business on me right. And I'm not supporting that shit. And the world is showing it. If we ain't supporting it, what you think? Look at Iran. Iran busting ass showing the world, no, we ain't going for none of that. I respect that shit. Real recognize real, family. And we respect power, respect power, family. The last thing a killer gonna do is disrespect the next, because you know how far you gonna go. So let me just say, a man. The last thing men gonna do is disrespect one another, because you know how far you gonna go to protect you and your family. So that's the last thing we do, family. We don't get down like that. We don't do that. We try and live upright in a righteous manner. That's the prayer that we pray, right? We pray, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. No, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim, the king's dominion, his instructions to rule over you, and his righteousness, right rulership. That's having the instruction and following. Okay, we got these t-shirts. I got 12 of them I got to cut. I'm gonna put these joints together, an order for 12. Cut these graphics real quick. I'm gonna design something different. He wants something like a particular style. I ain't gonna say what it is, but he wants a particular style, and we about to get to it. We about to go through it to get to it. You did. They already paid for it, so all I got to do is deliver. And that's all I'm talking about. I ain't worried about what they got going on. Because what they got going on don't prosper me. It's not that I don't care. I pray for everybody. But I'm not wasting my time on constantly talking about America, what the hood doing, what they ain't doing, what this brother doing, what this brother ain't doing, what doing, what sister ain't doing. Man, look, I ain't got time. I'm on purpose, family. We all on purpose. That's the vision. Get down to the purpose for which we were created. All that other stuff is a hindrance. That's the work of the enemy. The enemy do not want to see you prospering in who you are since day one. Look what he did with Eve. Even though the Most High told us don't, he didn't tell us to listen to her. Yeah, he didn't take that. That was the part when the judgment came. That's what he expressed. I didn't tell you to listen to nobody. He told man to rule. And today, what are we doing? Like, as if that's what I mean when I mention our first estate. That's why we need to come out of the world, because the world don't teach you to look to the Most High. They teach you to look to democracy. And if you obedient to their commandments, to the idols that they created for you, then you might. Remember, you're dealing with democracy. It doesn't guarantee. You plant the seed, follow instruction, water it, and the Most High give it the increase naturally. These things happen naturally. I want food, I can get some land, plant some vegetables, plant some fruit. Okay, what I don't got, use that in trade to get what I need. What you don't got, okay, you want some meat, use your fruits and vegetables and trade. Everybody needs fruits and vegetables, but you growing that real, that raw. with the seeds. I was just talking to somebody. They had something. I'm like, that stuff ain't got seeds in it. That ain't real. But it tasted decent. Some oranges. I'm like, who the hell made that? But people don't look at that. And I'm like, no, I pay attention to that because of the word. God gave us seeds, fruit, and vegetables, and seeds that grow within themselves. That go your chance to replenish your harvest. You already know not to cut the root, pull the root up. You cut from the vine, cut off the vine, and it will naturally continue to grow. You don't uproot the root, and you'll replenish your whatever you planted. You might plant some kiwis. You don't want bananas, you want kiwis. They got more vitamins and minerals we need. We need minerals. I don't need a bunch of meat. I need the minerals. That's what's going to sustain us from the earth you came, from the earth you going back. So you need them earth minerals. I ain't talking about the ones Trump talking about, but you need minerals to live a fruitful life, long life. You operating on 12 cylinders. Forget 8. You using both sides of your brain because you feeding your body this proper nutrition. Proper nutrition. Nutrition. I mean, yeah, proper mineral nutrition. Your mineral intake. And it's feeding and opening your body, strengthening in areas that you haven't been used. Like what do they tell us? You only use one side of your brain. Oh, well, I need to fix that. I understand it has to be also based on what I'm eating. So let me get back to the natural diet, the diet the creator of this body gave. So we ain't got no choice but to return to the earth. All right, got these shirts ready. I got 12 of them. I need to get cracking. I need to get done. At least take them to them by the morning. Oh yeah, it's a rude awakening coming to America. They already woke to it. It ain't coming, it's here. People just choose not to pay attention because for whatever reason. Hey, know and be able to adjust. That's who we are. You're a leader. God created you to lead. So you gotta be able to think like a leader. Pay attention. Study things so you'll know what decisions to make. That's best not just for you, but for those that's around you. Okay, you gotta do something different with them joints. Them gonna be the blue. Them gonna be the black. Them gonna be the blue. And y'all bring that mail this late. Don't last. We can get it. We got this motherfucking mail thing. I'm gonna come out this motherfucker on my face. So bad. got to awaken the brothers, especially with all this going. Excuse me. I have to go get that mail. Y'all probably heard me cussing them out. Not cussing, but over here it's different. They drop the mail right through your door mailbox, and I'm like, who the hell messing with my door? Let me go down here. Ain't somebody trying to come in the damn door. Speaker. Who the hell? Maybe he come down here with Mr. Speaker. He got the show. You did? Okay, so I need this phone, so I'm gonna have to cut this video. I need to find these pictures so I can create these prints. These vinyl cut prints. Vinyl. What else do I be having? DTF and vinyl. I like the DTF. I just bought the equipment to create the DTF, but I need the machine. But I'm gonna try this hack and see what it do. America's in trouble though, and as a person, you got to be aware. To be aware is to be alive. You here, you need to know what's going on, and you need to know how to create an out. And you can't be too heavily invested in their system. A lot of people, I know you hear me saying, yeah, you can establish woo, because even if they do go to war, in the end, afterward, America still third world country as far as its finances to bring it into its objective. Right now, its objective is to go into the new world global order with this one world order with the currency too. They want to control everything, family, under a new world order. They're going to control global currency through a digital platform. It's not conspiracy. It's right here in the open. And a lot of things, and you see, it's a lot of moving and shaking going on. A lot of people making money to sell information on how to boot yourself up. Maybe you have a business, you running the business, and you want to get the best, the most out of your business and how it functions in the overall system. You want it to be able to function and to be able to compete, right? Well, you're going to have to bring it up to standard with operating systems now. Now they have these AI systems that they're selling, teaching people about, and selling information about to get you plugged, because you can buy these systems and boot your business up to it. What you got going on to these systems to operate in a more efficient manner to do what? Make money. That's why you start a business, to make money. You want to scale your business to make more. Put it on, operate on these systems where it's going to have, it's going to work, because why? It's going to have AI working for you. I don't have no problem with that. And then again, I do, because on the back end, guess what? Eventually, you're going to lose your job. You have the one system that's set up that's managing everything is making you aware of what you need, what you have, what you need, future and past information, right? Storing information and letting you know information that you will need, like when it's time to replenish products or something, or you having a problem. Guess what? Eventually, it ain't gonna. I'm from Chicago, South Side. It's a Checkers restaurant that's sitting on 87th and Stony. It's closed, been closed for a while now. I didn't know. But last time I went there, me and my buddy, that's his favorite spot. One of his favorite spots, Checkers, right? So we go there, go through the drive-through, and a automated voice come up, AI. Like, what the? Took the order and everything. Get to the window, the attendant come up. She like, I'm just here to oversee. I think she was on the register. No, yeah, she was grabbing the food. Once the machine brought the food up, she grabbed it, put it in the bag. She didn't put nothing together. The machines put it together. And what she did is grab it, put it in the bag with the napkins, and handed it to him. Took the money, paid, and she, hit the register. And she was the only employee there. We got there. I'm like, asked all these questions. We like, what? That was like 2 years ago. Do the research. I ain't lying. 87 in Stony Island, Chicago, Illinois, on the south side. It's closed now, but because it probably wasn't able to create that cash flow, it probably lost a lot of business. People can't go in, sit down. Some people want to go and sit down. That's cool, but that's something new. But my point is, that's what's gonna happen to humans. That's why I brought it up, because it's gonna get rid of you. It's not gonna need you. Although yet you feel, oh, I feel compelled to put these systems in place because it's gonna allow me to keep up with the algorithm of all other businesses, right? Well, I'll be able to compete, keep my business out there. People know what I'm doing. They see what I'm offering. They know what I'm doing. Offering deals and things like that, regular service deals. You may have times where you offering deals you want to promote, and you might have some specials or something you're promoting, or some giveaways or something. Constant, giving back. Family, eventually that system's going to get rid of you. It's getting rid of you, feeding off into the ultimate system, which is coming, which is why I'm even speaking about it. The B system. Everything is already, the B system is already in place. We've been swiping credit cards. And credit cards got what on them? Everything we do got a chip on it, right? We use barcodes for everything. They got us with the cameras on our phones scanning the barcode. And what is it doing? Taking us to information. Why? Because somebody then bought a URL where it's taking you straight to their site. You going on there, or they got the scan code. You just put your phone in front of it, like I said, and it take you the barcode. Not the barcode, but what's that scan? That little crazy looking box where you can scan QR code in the box. So that eliminates doing leg work, like, get on the phone, call your buddy, y'all set up, okay, a meeting, we're gonna come meet at this place and we're gonna do business, woody woo, ain't none of that no more. It's gonna be done right down there. Because the computer know the ins and out of everything. All information ever written is stored in that computer. And a lot of people use computers for information, and they don't know what the hell they're gonna categorize it the way the inventor of the program sets it. AI is going to tell you a wealth of truth, but it's going to be based on whose interpretation and how they want it to play out. Why are you saying that? At least you get the information, Wayne. Well, with some people, they might hear the information but don't get it. They hear and still don't hear. Having eyes, they see, but they still don't see. They see that man didn't create the sun, moon, and stars. There has to be a greater power, but they'll tell you they don't believe in God. Like, where did it come from? That's the same way they did our ancestors. Oh, they're not human. They have a 3/5 clause. Don't make me pull my Black's Law book out with the Constitution and these things in there. They have that 3/5 clause in there. Where they didn't look at one person as a whole human. It took three. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, the 3/5 clause was born. Family, we don't make this stuff up. So I say that to say everything about that system, period, though, is to take you out of the natural power that God already, the spiritual force that's already at work. They don't want you tapped into none of that, family. You can forget that. They saying no, no, no. To plug you into a computer, you know what time it is. You know the time. They trying to get rid of you and plug you up where they can control you at will. Am I making this shit up? Is this a conspiracy? No. And it's written in the Bible. Revelation 13, we talk about the mark. I think it's not no barcode. We've been using that code. But it's more so a design on where that thing is leading to you and you dependent on it. Because Christ said if you use it, What is it? They're about to put a chip. They're about to give us a card that store everything in our life, everything ever known about us on. And you're gonna have to use that card. It's coming soon. Europe got it. Europe got it in place, fam. So you can trust and believe they on their way. It's on the way, coming soon, near you. And we're gonna be operating because why? Everything is going towards AI owning and well controlling things. They own it, but they're gonna use AI to control you and me if we are a part of the world in that system. Or it's gonna be like to live and die in LA. People went underground. You know, they didn't deal with the system. But we dealing with the most high. And we know just as he scattered his people, he's gonna gather. The Hebrews believe that. The world might not believe it, and that's neither here nor there. It don't make me none if you believe it or not. It do. I would love for you to believe on the word and to turn your heart towards God. Yes, that's why I'm speaking it. Yes, I would love for you to do that. And it's gonna come a time in the now, in the future, not no in the now, not no future, nothing in the now where you're gonna have to make that decision. Oh man, I'm about to come out the world. I can't mess with these people. These people doing this and that and the third. Oh man, I'm glad I'm talking because it's giving me ideas to create. The brother who I'm doing these shirts for, he showed like I gave him a surprise cut design, and he loved that design. He like, man, make sure you do me a surprise design. I'm like, shit, say less. I love when they, oh man, I appreciate what you doing. And I show my ass. I've been an artist all my life. And when I saw these machines, that's what made me buy. Because I'm like, that shit can multiply what I'm doing. Multiply the art. Create more. You know? It'll put me in a position to create more. Now, I use the computer for that because I'm controlling it. As far as me messing with the world and all that, no, I get the software. I mean, I will get the products, the machines and things myself. That's what I do with automobiles. I went to school to learn automotive technology. Now, my thing is to provide a way for myself. I don't depend on the world. I don't want their jobs. A lot of people, oh, you should get the job. They'll pay you to be consistent. Me working is consistent. You don't see it? You don't see it? But I'm not looking for you to approve it or not. I'm looking for you to do business. When it's time for that service, let's do business. You got a car, you rolling, come see where's I. I'm going to get you right. Holler at your brother. 773-451-6080. 773-451-6080. Come holler at your brother Wayne. We going to get you right. And that's why I really came to make the video. To touch on that too, because now I just seen that. I've been talking about that's OBD3, which will be it's automotive system, like OBD2 system, where you have to go get the car tested for compliance. Well, they're gonna have a computer on deck control operation, controlling that thing. Like right now, your girl driving her truck. I done dealt with it's a few clients I done dealt with. Guess what they do? They feed they get a lot of information from their cars, from their automobiles. When it's time to change the brakes, it's time to do this. This code came up, Wayne. That code came up, Wayne. I tell them get a scanner. Now the car's feeding them information. Point being, everything going to a computer. Okay, I just watched a person on video talking about the 2026 models and how they couldn't do something. And I'm like, well, we know that everything is going to software control, computer control. These automotive systems are going to be fully computer controlled. You as a person, yes, you can change the component. You can change the alternator, but the alternator is connected to a software. When it go bad, it's going to warn the customer that they have a bad alternator, and the output, it probably even warn them something with the battery. The output on the battery is low because the alternator is not charging it. Guess what? They need to go and get an alternator. This alternator is connected to a software system that you don't have the software to, once you install it, to reboot it. So, but in the same breath, these model cars, these years, 80s, 90s, 2000s, before 2026. Oh, I'm finna make a whole lot of money. I'm finna be making a whole lot of money because, first of all, a lot of this stuff, they ain't gonna be wanting to pay for them cars. Not my people. Some people gonna buy them, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I wouldn't buy them even if I had the money. I wouldn't buy it. Now that I agree with. I don't get a choice. You want the older model or you want the new one? Give them a choice. I wouldn't force that shit on because a lot of people gonna still be driving their olds until they gone. Then they gonna phase the parts out. But from now until then, I know I'm finna be getting money. Stay healthy, stay down with what you're doing. We gonna get money, and that's on the real. Because the cars we driving ain't gonna go out of style yet. And shit, they ain't gonna be going to no shops. Them shops robbing people already. I'm trying to figure why all my people in my person ran to the dealer. They charged them like damn near a G put an alternator on. A regular alternator. And they ain't got to the software control alternator yet. So I'm like, what the fuck? You ain't finna be doing that too many times. That's your play money. Shit, people finna start pulling back. So you have to be aware of these things so you can, and then you gotta have a source. I got source for parts. I know how to source parts, find parts, get the best deal. Get premium parts or get basic parts. That's what I do. I'm good with that. And I search. Even if I have to go online. And cheap ain't good. Cheap ain't fucking good all the time. Especially dealing with these cars. And I try to explain that to people. We don't have all the mineral resources. So, and a lot of these things are forged from what? Minerals. These earth minerals. That's like even with our weaponry. They talk about weaponry because that's all the fuck they concerned about. They keep talking about they God's people. So you really don't have to argue with who's God's people, chosen people or not, because they don't look to God to solve nothing. They look to weapons of war. That's of the enemy come to kill, steal, and destroy. I don't have to call you a devil. We can look at your actions and know you're a devil. You know what I'm saying? You have the characteristics and the spirit of it. I don't gotta call you nothing. All I gotta do is stay away from you. And when they ask me why, look at their history. It'll tell you why. They ain't create nothing for a kingdom of people, God's people, His promises. No, they giving you their promises. That if you work, they will rule over you, tax the shit out of you. They act like Rome around this joint. And they freaky as hell. You think God blessing this nation? And right now, you better watch your investments. With the Straits of Hormuz being closed down, people need to pay attention to their investments because that's where a lot of your money coming from to put the bonds out, government bonds out to build and all this. And people pulling back over there in the Arab nations. That's gonna cause disruption in the markets. Well, I ain't the stock market, and I can tell you, I bet it's down. A lot of people, that's like when COVID first hit. We're looking at the money, right? They talk about banks and this and that, and people telling me some shit about, our money gonna be straight. The government gonna protect it. Like how? Fuck out of here. The government with the shits. They with the scheming. They the ones get the schemers motherfucking authority to operate. What makes you think they gonna protect you? And then they invested in this shit to make sure that it operates how it says it's gonna operate. So they can tell you that bullshit. Oh no, like they got Martha Stewart talking about some insider trading. Well, if that's the case, they need to lock all their asses up, especially the politicians. Y'all passing the bills for these countries, for these companies to operate. And I think you ain't gonna pass the best bill that's in their interest, and you invested in these fucking companies. Come on, man. That's why Trump doing what the fuck he doing, so he can let the owners of these corporations know that he doing business with them, and they gonna do business with America. War is about commerce. War ain't about what you think, cause Trump don't like Iran. Hell no, America ain't been like him. He telling you. Now I ain't the brightest, sharpest knife in the goddamn pack, but I can pay attention and kind of put two and two together. Think about it. All the presidents, all the presidents, they never wanted to take on that mission to go to war with Iran like that. But this nigga come in and whoop. So my point is, I know it's not for American interests. It's bullshit. American interest, they didn't show you, was in the Arab countries, their investments. That's where their money at. That's why he chose to do what he did. All that shit about they were a threat, they ain't no threat to them. And then we know it's a little mixture of his cousin. America's number one. You know who number two is. You say their asses, they want to shut your video down. And you think God is blessing that? That's not God. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Hide, cause confusion, all that mischief. Why y'all can't have a diplomatic sit down with these people and treat these people with respect? You got a nuclear missile. Why the fuck do you think they can't have one? And who told you could tell them they can't have one? And don't you old motherfuckers know? Ain't nobody going for that shit. They don't. You better tell their ass the truth now. Ain't no need to playing with them now. Rand that showed y'all. Stop playing with these people. He's like Mayo Suntang. What he wrote that the little red book, right? Chairman Mayo Suntang. What did he call America? The paper tiger. Everything is on paper. That shit ain't real. That's like with the financial system. That money don't got that shit. That piece of paper don't got no intricate value. And now Iran shows you the only thing that gives it value ain't shit. They ain't even sitting no motherfucker in there on the ground to, go through there and handle that business. You saying you protecting the markets in these other nations so they can do business, and your argument is to be this the police of the world when shit out of order to go lay it down. You can't even do that. So hell no. And that's a natural act. Think about it. They playing because why? They believe in destructive means. They felt like if we lay this muscle on their ass, they gonna give up. I guarantee you the oil is on the agenda. I remember they went at Iraq. He was like, what the fuck we going in there for? We need to take the oil. Take over the oil. What are we going in there for? And we know they want to take the oil. That's why they took their ass over in Venezuela to take the oil. Now they mad about the Straits of Hormuz because why? Because they can't go steal oil. You know what I'm saying? They can't get the oil over here to do what they doing. They can't work their magic. Now they mad. No, just go do business with them nations. And we've been trying to tell y'all it's the Arabs who got the power. These people ain't nothing but fucking middlemen for them. They get windfalls of money because they set up the play. It's like if you from the hood, you set the scheme up. We're gonna run them. You sell it to them. We're gonna sell them this shit. You set up shop. We're gonna run them. We got the muscle. Who's gonna question them? They didn't believe they would ever be tried and handed their ass like they just got their ass handed to them. They never saw that coming. They didn't think that could happen to them. And lo and behold, They got shown their ass. Iran showing them their ass. No, America, we're not going. We're going to end it all. That's the attitude you got. I don't want them to end us. Hell no. I don't go along with wrong. I don't care who doing it. Your ass wrong, you wrong. That's why I stopped selling weed and doing little things like, okay, this won't kill nobody, but hell no. How you gonna do that? And you run around here talking about you awakened, you a child of God. Can you stand there and sell them 3 5s while you talk about the word? Stop playing. I know your mouth ain't all that clean. I hear you saying some filthy words, but come on, words, that ain't gonna hinder you from getting in the kingdom. It's your heart. The Most High gonna judge your intentions. That's not saying you could just have a filthy mouth. No, I ain't never said that. That's something you work on, and you make sure you get it done. You can't just work on stuff with the Father because He want to see the end result. That's what makes us different and set apart because we bring it. I don't want to spend that money on shirts and all that stuff. You gonna pay off, baby boy. You gonna pay off. I ain't worried about you. I got to recoup my paper back. But this idea, I got that DTF. I'm gonna try that DTF hack without a DTF printer. That's what I'm talking about. I just watched this other system. It worked. And I'm about to do it. And I'm gonna use it to make me some shirts. And voila. It worked. I earn enough money I can get me and put enough down, get it through credit. Well, put some money in an account and use that account. And then after like 90 days, I can shoot for a machine. Be doing business, set up an account with one of these companies, set up me a bank and use it for 90 days or 180 days, 6 months. And then, no, use it for 90 days. Pay the bills on time and everything. Then I'll shoot for that machine. That way I have credit build up. I'll be fresh in the system. They'll see he working. He taking care of his business. He paying his bills on time. He know how to use it. He ain't going to spend all the goddamn. Then when he spends some money, he don't spend it all. And he put it right back. He put the shit right back. They're going to track that. And they're going to give me what I need. And I'm going to get it. I'm going to get that there. I see they got a Panda. One called a Panda. That thing like 6 G's, brand new. That's the cheapest one I done seen. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna shoot for one. I'm gonna give me a DTF printer because why? A DTF printer gonna create cash flow. Even if I don't design shirts, I can sell the prints all day. Sit back, make prints, go around and shop my demo, show people my portfolio. They gonna want to buy it. Then my print's different. You know, people, I see the stores, they go on the court, they base their thing baked. I see how they create their designs. I don't have no system where, okay, I'm doing holiday designs for occasions. Because first of all, I ain't into the world or what they got going on. If I keep any holidays, God's holidays. And then you shouldn't be selling the word no way. I always had an issue with that. People selling the truth like a mug out here. They all on the internet with that. Like, huh? What the hell? I'll be leery. I want to make Hebrew shirts, but I'm like, no, I don't want to put the scriptures on no shirt and try to sell it. Christ said, freely have given you, so freely you go and give the word. But people getting it in. I'm like, oh, no, I ain't going to talk about it, but I can't do it. And my girl be like, why you don't, we didn't get the money. I'm like, I understand, baby. You right. But understand, I ain't going to have it on time because I'm not doing what I ain't supposed to do now. You going to have a good man. He might be broke sometime. He ain't looking forward to it, but if things don't go through, it's only for a time because you know he going to get it cracked. I do have a clientele that do business with me. And I thank God for them. Now I gotta roll. Peace and blessings, y'all.